All right, hello everybody. This is Rhett Oldham, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about Google Hangouts and then how to do global collaborations. And so it's an awesome thing. I'm also going to talk about mystery Skypes a little bit as well. So anyway, I think that you guys will get something out of it. I know more than anything, I really enjoy it. I really, my kids get a lot out of it. It's just a really neat activity that we do. And so I am going to share my screen with you guys. Q&A is up as well. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer those as we go along. But anyway, so you guys will be good to go here. So, but anyway, so I'm kind of doing some stuff here on the side. There'll be Q&A on the side as well. So if you guys want to ask questions as I go through the process, by all means, I'll be happy to answer those questions as we go. So anyway, so I see you guys are starting to come in here. So let's go ahead and share my screen. Let's go ahead and get started here. Okay. All right. All right. Looks like I hope we're sharing here. Okay. No, I'm gonna try this again. Okay, cool. So I got this going now. So now we're sharing our screen, and I'm going to go ahead and here we go. So, by the way, I did give a link to you guys, and on that link, if it has the Google group, if you guys want to get on the Google group, and everything that I have on my Google Hangouts and on my global collaborations, I have all the links to not only this this presentation, but also to my sghistoryteach.weebly.com. You guys can see what's going on there. Also, I have something started pretty soon called the 5-Minute University blog, and so I'll be sending out tech tips to you guys as well. So let's go ahead and get started here. And I did this presentation for Southeast Missouri State University, and so but that's the Google group right there as well. And so I've changed that group to called Global Collaborations Group, and so but that, like I said, has all of my links and all that fun stuff. All right, so what's global collaboration? Global collaboration, simply put, is a modern-day pen pal. What it does is it genuinely transforms your classroom. Global collaborations is something that I started with my Greek unit with my 8th grade world history kids. We ended with Spain in May, and in between time, we met kids all over the world, from Russia, from Turkey, from France, from the United Kingdom, from Mexico, from Italy, from I'm trying to think, from Sweden. And so anyway, so we met people all over the world, and my kids just loved it. But what we kind of found out as we went through the process, it evolved, and I think what I came up with was a pretty cool way for you guys to do your global collaborations. I am going to touch on mystery Skypes a little bit later for my kids in my American history class. In 7th grade, we did mystery Skypes, and they loved that. But I'm going to first talk about global collaboration. Why should you collaborate? Well, skills students learn through collaboration, as you can see, are leadership, communication. They learn about other cultures, time management, working together. They use web tools. It broadens students' views of culture. You can read these. You can see them on my screen there. Becoming a global citizen. I'm a big global traveler. I love to go to Europe each year. In fact, right now, I am in Franklin, Tennessee. I'm from St. Genevieve, Missouri, and this is for my wife's birthday. We're actually just outside of Nashville. We went to the Battle of Franklin, one of the sites there today, a Civil War site. We also went to Hermitage and went through Andrew Jackson's home, and that was really cool. I can take those first-person narratives back to my classroom, and my kids really like that. This summer I went to Ireland and Scotland. I got to share that with my kids as well. They love that. If you look here, this is something that I put about global collaborations. This is a wiki on here. It gives you all these different things about why you should collaborate. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I shared that with you as well. All right, I use Google Hangouts. I don't use Skype. I know some people do. I did use Skype when we actually did a mystery Skype with the World War II Museum in New Orleans, and they wanted to use Skype, and it was fine. But Google Hangouts is so easy to use. You can do it on your phone. You can use it on a tablet. You guys can. And I'm on my Chromebook right now, so I like using Google Hangouts. It's very, very easy to use, and so and it's very easy to get people set up on. This is something about how to use Google Hangouts. I'm not going to really go through this a whole lot, but this is directly from Google. I found a website here, or a YouTube video, how to use Google Hangouts. It's the tutorial for the 2016 edition. And then this is also from right here. This is also from Google. So that if you're not really for sure how to use Google Hangouts, this is a great tool for you to use. Now, so I know that since you're on the call, you're really thinking about doing these global collaborations. And the first thing that I had to think about was, okay, I want to do this, but how do I find these people? How do I find people all over the world that would want to collaborate with me and my students? And so one of the first places I went to was Google Communities. These are the 8 different Google Communities that I used. Learn Around the World, Mystery Location Calls, Google Hangout and Education. I believe the Bringing the World in the Classroom is where I met my friend Anna from Greece. And from there, I told her I had a unit on Rome coming up. Did she know anybody in Italy? And then she did have a friend, Christiana. And so I was in contact with Christiana. She also gave me a contact, Elizabeth, in France. And so right away, just by finding one person, I found 3 people. But as you see on those Google Communities there, that you guys can just go there, go to Google Communities, type those in, ask to be a member of the community, they'll let you in. You can post, hey, I'm looking for a class to do, like when we went to Sweden, it was on our Vikings unit, and I found Martin through one of the Google Communities. Another one that I've used is called Epals, and this is kind of interesting. It's almost like a Facebook platform. I'm going to show it to you real quick. I like it. I think it's kind of a neat thing. You just go online here, and it looks like this. You log in, and then there's people all over the world, and you can actually type in keywords here. So if you were looking for someone in Germany, you type in Germany, and then it will give you a list of people that anybody who is from Germany or looking for Germany. All right, but anyway, that's how it works. And for some reason, it's not working right now. But there's somebody right there, and I've actually found a class from Germany that I'm going to use next year. I found these guys too. This is called VIF International. VIF Learn. They have some really neat projects. I think that they charge you for this. I won a scholarship on this, and so they actually found me a group in Turkey that I'm going to interact with this coming school year. So that's a neat site as well. KnowMyWorld. I like these guys a bunch. They actually have a cool thing where you actually post questions on their screen here. They'll have like a map of the world, and then you can ask questions, I believe, on the KnowMyWorld site. But anyway, it's got some really cool stuff here, and I would encourage you guys to use that. Like I said, I'm just giving you guys ideas. I'm spitballing with you guys. If you know of anything else, let me know. This is Worldviews is the one where it has the map here, and you ask questions. On KnowMyWorld, that was just another site where you can actually talk to people all over the world. It's kind of fun. This is a virtual postcard project. Let me show you this right quick. Oops, get over here. I got to go back here. Although I love the Global Education Conference. No, I didn't do that. That is like, it's a Padlet. You go on there, you put your information, and then people will find you, and then you can talk back and forth. It's pretty fun. Last year I spoke at the Global Educator Conference. There are people all over the world, and I'm going to show you this right quick. If you're interested in these recordings, I'm actually on here, but I went back and listened to these later on. Why study abroad? Global Google mapping. You just click on record, and you can actually listen to people, and this is their sessions, and it's a Blackboard Learn type product, but it's pretty cool. This I think I saw Ann on here somewhere, and she's one of the guests, one of the keynote speakers, and that was really cool. But there's all kind of recordings. You can tell it's just huge. So that's Global Educator Conference. Let me get back to the screen here. All right. Oops. Okay, where am I at here? Where am I at? Cool. All right. Good. All right. So let's move forward here. So that's how you find your people. All right. Those are different sources that I'm providing you guys. Go ahead and check that out. Like I said, I think it's, I like it a bunch. Also, what I do with my kids is something called a mystery Skype. It provides an engaging way of classrooms to introduce themselves to each other. They use map skills and communication skills to guess the mystery location of the other classroom. If you want to know how to play that and how to get it together, it's basically like 20 questions. This lady, Mrs. Morgan Superstar, I just basically have lifted almost everything from her. She talks about the etiquette guidelines, how it works, different options, the way it works, how you put your kids in teams, and I've definitely done that with greeters, inquirers, question keepers, mappers. I don't have a digital photographer. What I do have, though, is I have runners that run between each group, and these are mystery location questions and then clues. One of the first questions my kids always ask is if you're east or west of the Mississippi. So they'll say east of the Mississippi. If they say no, we know they're west. We say if they're west Mississippi, we know they're east. Then my kids will ask, do you border a major body of water? So that takes, then we know if it's the Gulf of Mexico, the oceans, the Great Lakes, things like that. But really, that's how it is. And let me tell you what, my kids just love that. Let me show you just a couple things. The mystery location call, we actually did one with my kids in Canada. We were studying 54-40 or fight, and so we went ahead and did that with Canada. These kids were from upstate Ontario. They're the kids right there. They're my auxiliary kids. There's the location. There they are again. There are those kids. There's my kids acting silly. They're just neat kids, though. I'll show you another one here. We did this one in California. This was really fun. We actually recorded this one if you want to look at it. There's my kids there. I didn't get a picture of their kids on that one. But these are just really fun. And then this is our mystery Skype with the World War II Museum. And then we actually, she stood there, and we had to guess where it was, and then we got to tour the World War II Museum. And it was very neat. The curator was just amazing. So really fun thing there. Okay, so, all right. But that is the mystery Skype. And like that a bunch. And so if you really don't know if you wanted to go global, do the mystery Skype thing. And there are different mystery Skype locations you guys can use. And on Google Communities to find people. Just say, hey, I'm looking for mystery Skype on this day. I have 7th grade American history kids. Who's interested? That's all you do. So how does what does a global collaboration do? How do I get started? I went ahead and gave you this right here. All right. And then I went ahead and this is a Google document that I created. This is an email that I send out to people. You can copy and use this email if you so choose. It's fine by me. I don't mind this a bit. I tell them the sequence of how things go. My kids introduce themselves via a Padlet. I'm going to show you one of those Padlets in just a minute. We talk about something specific to a culture or the lesson. Initially we tried to do that, where we'd ask the kids from Italy about Roman ruins. Here's what I found out. My kids didn't know any more about American history than those kids knew about Roman history, even though we teach them and we think that they really do believe that they know that stuff. So even though that's happening, that is, that's my kids aren't necessarily going to do that. And so what we decided is we just went ahead and share different things like when, just social things. When does your school day start? What do you do on vacation? What do you do in your free time? Those are all the things that our kids shared with one another. And so that's really kind of what was fun. Now, the linchpin of this whole thing is we like to exchange social media addresses. Snapchat and Instagram are what my kids use on the 8th grade level. Now, I said, well, guys, why don't we use Facebook? And they said, well, we're not old enough to use Facebook because you got to be my mom or my grandma to be on Facebook. And we use Snapchat and Instagram. This is not a requirement of the activity, but the kids will exchange Snapchat and Instagram addresses with the kids overseas. And what happens is then those kids connect with one another. The kids overseas who want to talk to English first speakers, and right off the bat, they want to get that. They're getting that outside of the school day. My kids are learning about kids all over the world. They come to my class the next day and say, you won't believe this, Mr. Oldham, but I got 10 new Greek friends. They're just as excited as they can be. And then they are interacting with kids all over the world. We will also post video questions on our Padlet. And that's really, really fun. Then they can hear and over and over again how English speakers from America speak. They can understand the dialects and the phrasing. Then at the very end, when we went to Spain, David and I, we created a Google form where our kids created the questions, and we put 20 questions up there, 10 from Spain, 10 from the U.S. I picked the 10 Spanish questions. David picked the 10 questions from my students, and then we put them out there, and then we let the kids see the results. And they were really, really fun. We end our global collaboration doing what's called a Google Hangout call. And I put GMT -6. And I kind of talked to them about what we're going to do. The first one that we did with Greece, I had 38 kids show up at 6:15 in the morning. They convinced their parents to drive them in, and we actually talked live with those students. That was really, really fun, and boy, my kids liked that a bunch. So that's what that is there. Please feel free to use that. Padlets are gold. They're versatile. They can be accessed at different times. They create connections. That is really the linchpin or the main part of what my kids do. So I'm going to go back over here to the website. I'm going to go to World History Happenings here. I'm going to click on the main page. And let's scroll down here and let's look at some different Padlets. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Padlet from Italy. And so, by the way, you can create one Padlet where everybody posts. What my teachers found is it was better if we posted on our Padlet and they posted on their Padlet. That way, it was a lot cleaner. Here's an example of a video question. This is from my little girl, Katie Beck. She's a sweet little girl. And this is her question. Let's see if I can get it to pop up. Sometimes it takes maybe a minute.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I was wondering if you guys have any dress code over there, and what kind of items do you like to wear?
There we go. So we talked about dress code. And so that was with the kids in Italy. It's a quick question. We post different questions. You can see all my kids here. All right. Then they talk back to them. All right. They posted pictures from Italy, which I thought was pretty fun. That was when we were still trying to really make this a historical lesson. My kids will post, sometimes we will post silly pictures. These are actually pictures from the kids from Italy. But my kids, when they post their own pictures, let me see if I can show you one of those. We'll use something called a webcam toy, which my kids really are fun to do. They're silly pictures, and so that kind of breaks the ice a lot of times. So this is actually some webcam toys, pictures from my kids. All right, there's me. There's the kids from Thessalonica. See, there's my kids acting silly. And they're great pictures. It lets them know that we're happy to laugh at ourselves, but you know, there's Christian there with a great picture. But what that does with pictures, and here you can see the little our kids from Greece. They post their Instagram addresses on here, and I'll tell you what, when you let your kids know, hey, we have new post on the Padlet, that is your in the door activity for the day. They dig in there, they're looking at everything, they're examining this, they want to know what's going on. They are really interested in the pictures being put on the Padlet. All right, so this is actually, we didn't do this, but I want to do this next year. They talked about the Hangout itself, what they liked, what they didn't like. This is actually us on their screen in Greece, so that was really, really fun. So that's an example of why I think the Padlets are gold. All right, so next, this is the social media stuff. Now, how do you make your students trustworthy? Because, boy, I was really nervous about this, and I didn't know if I wanted them to do it. What we did is we talked about digital citizenship. We actually, I actually have a link that you guys can go to where you can so you can teach digital citizenship. We got to make our kids trustworthy. We got to give them the opportunity. We got to let them know, hey, listen, you know, if you do see something that doesn't seem right, to make sure to tell us, to make sure to call people out and let them know that's not appropriate, that's not cool. And so that's what we've done. That's how we talk to our kids. And so that's what I did with the social media stuff. And really, it just enhances the lesson so much. Kids are actually talking about Greece, they're talking about Italy, they're talking about Sweden, they're talking about these other countries with kids outside of your classroom. And so they're aware of what subject we're talking about because they're talking about kids who live there. Plus they're getting that European experience, which I love. I do need to note that I did do activities with kids in Mexico, which was one of the best classes that we did. We actually did a Socratic seminar with the kids in Mexico about Donald Trump and building the wall in Mexico, and that was really, really fun. There's the digital citizenship site. All right. And so I gave you this. This is a great thing right here. Afterwards, you can make the decision after you do all this. You can have them sign a form and their parents sign a form. You can have them sign the form. Just whatever you decide on that. My administrator is, my principal is really behind this. And so we talk about this a lot. And so, you know, we want to make our kids trustworthy. But, you know, you have to take that into account with your kids. You always have a couple kids that you're not sure about, and so you got to coach them up, and hopefully that they'll take that to heart. We have a thing called the Breakfast Club. I buy donuts, and then for the global call in the morning, the first 4 or 5 of them, man, they're really excited. By the end of the year, they have so much going on. We have a late start on Wednesdays, and I just started doing the Breakfast Club during the late start, and then the kids would still come. But, you know, the first couple times they're really, really excited. And you'll just have to gauge on your Breakfast Club stuff. The cool thing about Mexico is it's real time. And so when we were studying the Aztecs and Mayans, we actually had the kids do it during the school day, and that was really fun. A lot of times when I go through this, teachers from other disciplines will say, man, you know what, I don't think this is going to work for me. I don't think that this is something that that would work in science or math or English. And so I just kind of found some stuff on the web. And so let's just pull up an English one. I love this. This is called the Around the World Project. And so you're gathering stories, songs, poems from people from around the world about winter. You know, if you didn't want to do a global kind of thing, so many people teach Romeo and Juliet to freshmen. You could actually have a discussion with kids that are learning that at the same time. If you're studying Night by Eli Wiesel, you can you can find a class in Europe that is doing the same thing, or Anne Frank's Diary. I think those would be some really really productive things. I love this one in math. This is the one. This is the teapot project, where you got to box up a teapot and you send it to them, and then when they get there, they see how you packed it, and then you do a math activity on that, and then you send it to them, and you see how that works. I thought that was kind of fun. There's a guy in the Czech Republic, and he was actually they were solving problems live, and they wanted to compare how they they solve the same problem, which I thought was kind of neat. All right, the science thing, man. NASA has a really cool thing where you can actually go up to the NASA space station. You have guys that are do stuff, underwater projects. These are a whole bunch of them here that I thought really looked cool. So if you're a science guy, that gives you a whole lot of global collaboration ideas. This is my website right here. sghistoryteach.weebly. I gave you that as well. I think that's my last slide on this. All right, cool. All right, let's get out of here. Okay. Oops. I can get back on here. Oops. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so I'm back on here. No, I don't want to do that. Can you guys see me? I can't find my feed right now. So let's see if I can get it come back up. No, I can't. Well, shoot. Okay, I think you guys can, but I don't want to end the other call, so we'll just stay on here. I do want you to look at this right here as well. These are just some other things that I do where you can look at all the world history happenings. This is our UK call. My friend Andy does a lot of things. These are my kids. This is my breakfast club here. This is where he is, the Weald Community School. There they are right there. He teaches maths with an S. This is how I bring them up in groups of 3 or 4, and then they ask their questions, and they were just as cute as they could be. All right. So we did some really fun stuff. We did some stuff with France and also Russia, and I want to show you this video from Russia. But the French kids just did such a neat project. All right. They actually did a Mad Mags where my kids graded their Mad Mags, and they talked about where they went on holiday. So that was really neat. If I can get it going here. This is loading right now, but I want to get down here too while that's loading, and I'm going to show you a video here in a minute of the kids in Russia. And we didn't interact with them that much. It was towards the end of the year, but here it is right here. This is the French thing I wanted to show you. This Mad Max, and then each kid talks about where they went on holiday. They have pictures, and then my kids graded their English, and we did that on a Google form, and then we sent it back to them. And I didn't know about Mad Mags before, but I'm definitely going to use it. The cool thing is you can actually share this with as many people as you like. And so you could have a class of 30 kids, and they could all have a different page, and they can be working on that. So I think that's a pretty cool collaborative project. Here's our little Russian kids. I think you'll like this a bunch. I'm going to go this full screen.
We are from Russia. We live in Ulyanovsk. This is our school. It's number 72. We study in primary school. We have 5, 6 lessons a day. We study PE, reading, maths, English, music, art, nature study, geography, handicraft. Classes usually begin at 8 o'clock. They have lunch at 9 o'clock. They eat porridge, cake, apple, and drink tea, juice, and milk. This is our classroom. We study English here. There are bookshelf, desks, teacher's table, blackboard, and video in our classroom. We love our school and our teacher. Goodbye!
Now,
Hello.
tell me that isn't cute for one, but for another, by the way, does anybody know what porridge is? I found porridge is kind of like oatmeal is really what it is. But what I love about this, that little boy at the end said, we love our school, we love our teachers. And I think that's so powerful. You got these kids in Russia, and our kids feel the same way about us. And so I love that. So we had two classrooms in Russia that we talked with, and then we had the kids in Pointe-Noire, France, which is really, and Elizabeth is just amazing. We like them so much. When the first bombings happened in France, we actually sent them a Padlet, and we let them know that we stand with France. And they were moved to tears on that. And so, and we sent them, and they sent us a video back, but we sent them pictures and videos, and that was a really nice little project there that we did with the kids in France. So that was something we did with them. That's what I do. The Global Collaboration Project, guys, is maybe the best thing that I've ever done. I could give you a whole lot more information, tell you a whole lot more about about what we do. Just go ahead and you guys can message me. I'm happy to answer those questions. You guys have my email address. I'm on Google Plus as well. All right, so so you guys can definitely check that out. So I'm happy to do that. And so, whoops, that's actually the YouTube video. Sorry about that. But anyway, that's what I do. I love doing it. My kids love it. It's the neatest thing that I've done. I'm actually going to be at the EdTech Summit on August the 4th in Illinois, and I'm going to be talking about global collaborations down here. Global collaborations and mystery Skypes transform your classroom. And so I'll be up there. So if you guys are from Illinois, feel free to come up, and I'd love to meet you. But that's kind of what I do, guys. And so if you need anything else or need anything from me, if you need my contacts, I'm happy to provide those as well. The people that I work with are just amazing people. The people at Global Ed, I've given this presentation before, and they're just great to work with. One of our sponsors is Bunsey, and this isn't just necessarily a shameless plug. This is something I wanted to talk to you guys about kind of in the end. Bunsey, I use it in my class. I didn't like it that much. I contacted them and said, hey, listen, I would use you guys more, but I need more stuff out of you. I need to be able to do this, this, and this. They contacted me. We had a Google Hangout call, and they said, hey, and if you want to, in New York, we actually have our Bunsey studio, and you can actually talk to the people that do all of our Bunsey creative stuff, and we'll put you in touch with those guys as well. I thought that was kind of neat. All right. One other thing I want to show you guys, I'm a real tech kind of. Everything I do in my classroom is online. I don't use paper and pencil at all. Make sure you guys check out down here my Symbaloo. These are all the different things that I use. I really like Symbaloo because it allows me to be able to access my stuff real easy. In fact, I'll pull it up for you guys here. I'm pretty sure this is mine. Yeah, cool. So here it is right here, and then you guys can just look and click on stuff. And so anyway, I wanted to show you that in case you're looking for some neat ideas. So guys, for some reason I don't know where my where my stuff is, where I can look at your questions. So I apologize for that. Feel free to contact me, though. Once again, that's roldham@sgdragons.org, and I would be happy to answer your questions. So, guys, take care. Thank you so much for so much for tuning in, and look forward to talking to you. Take care.